Hey now, it's your boy Grilly Gamer. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I know I am. Shoot. Um, it's been a wonderful Thursday so far. Well, what can you say? You got one more day to a Friday. Just chill out, okay? Settle down. You got one. Friday's almost here, baby. Yeah. So today we have a special guest. His name is Michael Silverman. He's a developer. He's a video game developer, and I come across him uh, by one of his games, and it's a game called. You know what? Let's bring him up here. Let's bring him up and let's talk to him about it. All right, let's do that. Hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for coming, and thanks for the code for the game. Thanks for talking to me, listening to feedback about the game. Thanks for everything, man. It's I find it to be one of the funnest games I played all year, and it
Oh
mixed
wow,
with
that's high praise.
oh, dude, dude. There's been Triple H after Triple A, but I haven't played a game with this much soul in a long time,
Oh,
brother. And I have been a gamer my whole life. That probably is as long if I don't know how old you are, but I'm 40. I'm 22. So no, I'm 46. So yeah, games have been a big part of my life, and that game, uh, this game that we're talking about, 100 Bullets, um, is it takes me back but keeps me current. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I'm in my late 30s, and I actually started working on 100 bullets when I was in my 20s. So
Jesus.
it's taken a long time to kind of get all the mechanics right and get the levels right and get the. I mean, for a while, the first version I had was just sort of, it was just a circle, and you're stuck in a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sort of, I couldn't really think of more to do with it until much later when I looked at it again and I thought, oh, okay, well, instead of it just being a circle, it could be different kinds of walls and different kinds of levels, and it could be kind of a more of an adventure through a series of levels as opposed to just kind of one
Right.
circle.
Yes. And it is for those who haven't checked it out yet or haven't heard me yelling it at the top of my lungs, because I've been talking about it since I got it. Um, but essentially, you're a character named Hero, and you are you are every movement you leave behind bullets, and the faster you go, the more bullets. The slower you go, they will. It seems that they just don't like you to stop. It's just like you stop, they're coming for you. But it is a so the whole the game is it's almost like you're creating these little babies, but you got to stay away from them or they're gonna kill you. And it is such a challenge. And it how how about the music? I love the music in the game. What did you hire a composer, or how'd you come
Yes.
to the?
So the first composer, so the very first version of the game had some free sounds that I grabbed from like a website, and then I one of my friends that I met out in Los Angeles, um it was kind of a chaotic time for me, and that was sort of the inspiration of this kind of like trapped in a ring kind of thing happened. But I
Mhm.
met a really nice guy he was studying film composing,
Okay,
Stephen Webster, and
Stephen.
he is a great composer, and I used him for most of the levels. And then it was a couple of years later when we added some more levels. I worked with Gustavo, who is he's gone on to like super fame. He's like I can barely afford him anymore because he's so good at composing.
All right.
Um, and but yeah, I work with freelancers for the composition because I don't know how to make music. I mean, if you've heard my SoundCloud channel, you'll know that I don't know how to make music because like I can kind of like it sounds bad, but
Hey, hey, no shame in admitting it, my brother. No shame. But have you thought about releasing a soundtrack? Because I have just been listening to it when I meditate, to be honest.
oh
You,
yeah,
you
I
know,
would.
at the same time,
Oh yeah, I would be happy to do that. I actually I think Steven Webster has like one part of the agreement we made was that he has the right to release the soundtrack. And
Hmm.
I kind of I was hoping that he would kind of like, I don't know whether you can get money from streaming the soundtrack or not, but I was hoping that like he would put it out on his page and then like he
Hmm.
could just collect the royalties or whatever for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
Oh
that was
yeah.
like because so everything is on a very tight budget for me. I can barely afford to kind of make a game. So
Understood.
I was hoping that he could kind of collect some royalties to get a little
Little,
something extra, even though I
little,
did pay
little
him just
vig. Yeah.
yeah, a little something for the effort, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. A little vig. Nothing wrong with that. Just a
So yeah, I'm hoping
Stephen Webster,
I'll
huh?
have to get in touch with him because it was so long ago that he composed the music. He's probably forgotten that he has the right to do that. So that's,
Hey. Hey, man. It could work out. It could work out to your advantage. Now, just kidding. But I would buy the album.
yeah.
Well, not only that, it would be cool as you know how video games are these days. Special editions, limited run. You get the physical version and a soundtrack maybe, and some things like that. I could see that totally happening to 100 bullets to be in a limited run physical.
Oh, yeah, I would love to do that if possible. The problem with all of these opportunities is that the more copies you sell, the more likely you are to get anything. So it's kind of it's one of those catch 22s. Like once you sell a lot of copies, then you get a lot of opportunities. But if you haven't sold a lot of copies, then you're people like the limited games. Like I tried to contact them, and I'm trying to get in touch with the limited because I know that that's a company that does the physical launches.
Mhm.
And there was another guy I was talking to about a physical launch, and I would love to do it. It's just getting someone to like invest in like printing out a bunch of copies of it. They want to be
Yes,
sure that they're going to sell all of them.
right. Well, absolutely. Um, but at the same time, I there's nothing, there's nothing like it right out that I've played right now.
I
There's
really
not,
appreciate that. That was the
there's
whole
not,
goal.
the whole, I'm sorry, go ahead, the whole goal.
The whole goal was to try and create something original. That's when I started working on this. I was thinking the only way I'm going to make it is if I make something that's different than other people's games. That was like my only chance. And that was the whole kind of like inspiration was like, hey, what if I make something where you're in this ring and you're shooting out bullets and that's kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was a real struggle to kind of get it into an actual form that someone would play the whole game through. But it's really weird. People talk about how you want to make something new, and everyone loves new things, and it's weird to make something that's different. There are a lot of people who are not actually into that.
Really,
So it's kind of
that's
everyone talks
ridiculous.
about how like, oh well, I love new stuff and I love different stuff, but it's not an easy road. It's
Right.
not
As
the
soon as
world
the
doesn't
news,
yeah the world doesn't kind of say, hey, we love you, you made something new, right? Like
well, I have been so much so
I
you call me,
appreciate it. That's
you
really, I
call.
mean, if I had a bunch of people like you in my life, things would have been a lot easier.
Well, well, um, I'm a grower, not a shower, so don't worry about their the live people here now.
Oh, I can't even see the numbers.
They
I don't.
will. Well, don't worry about it because more people will see this. This is I'm a grower, baby, not a shower. Okay,
I
and
understand. I
it's all
listen.
right, but
I don't
but
judge people based on the numbers. If I judge people based on numbers, then I'm the number one stinko worst developer ever. So I don't. I never judge people based on numbers.
good. Um, I just have you what are your plans or have you gone to any form of like Portland Retro Gaming Expo or PRG or wait that is PRG or what's the one up in the East Coast with the
There's
guys
PAX East. I think is in Boston. That's where I am.
PAX. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're in Boston. So
Yeah.
have you taken it to PAX and demoed it out?
Uh, so I have trouble dealing with just all of the people, like just emotionally. It's tough to just be like having people come by and play your game. Like I did one convention once for a very early game I did when I was much younger,
Hmm.
and people were coming by and playing the game, and then like a bunch of publishers came up at the same time, and it like freaked me out. It was not a pleasant experience. So I'm kind of worried about doing shows just because, like, I don't know if I can handle the stress.
Well, what about
Um,
hiring? Well, that's also comes into it too,
I
but maybe
would,
not maybe not hiring, but maybe a buddy who's or something, a charismatic guy who's behind you and could you
yeah.
know.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know if you go to those conventions, but one thing I can do is print up a couple of boxes of cards with like the logo of the game and the key on the back. And I
Hmm.
was thinking of trying to find someone, and possibly you, who
Hmm.
I could just ship a bunch of those boxes of keys, and just have them, maybe somewhere put up a banner or something, and just be like free giveaway, and just like give out the keys. I was thinking of doing something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to figure something out because I'm behind this one. And it's funny because I've played plenty of ID at Xbox.com games before. Um a lot. And this is the first one that I ever played for Jesus Christ. I think I'm going on 20 hours
Oh
constant
wow,
playtime. Yeah. Yeah, and I had my kids over yesterday. They loved it.
yeah,
They fucking loved it, dude. They ate it up because of and these are kids who are instant gratification, flash games, it's what I mean, sliding
sure.
around with the on an
All the
iPad or
Fortnite
whatever.
stuff,
Yeah. Now,
Fortnite, Minecraft, those games.
yes. And they thought this was so challenging and innovative and they were going over it. They're going through the same things I was.
Yeah.
So the demographic is what I find amazing is because it transcends demographic. You can be a younger person or you can be an old person or anywhere in between and you're going to like this game. It takes
I
you back. It takes you back to it takes you back to it harkens so many other great games that I can see that you were influenced from. And
uh,
maybe even you weren't. Maybe even you weren't influenced, but it just kind of comes out as as you're being a developer that you see the common sense of why maybe a game like I don't know, like Berserk became so popular or or but putting your own spin on it.
yeah.
So yeah, okay, all right. So
we
um
we did take from a lot of there are, if you get to, there's a level based on Tetris, there's levels with portals
yeah.
in them based on the portal game, we kind of grabbed a lot of stuff, and some people say it's a little bit like Snake, where you've got the kind of trail behind you, but
Mhm.
we I love all of those retro games, and as much as I was trying to make something new, there's no such thing as something that's completely
Yeah,
new. I mean,
yeah,
that just can't be done.
no,
So there's a ton of I've stood on the shoulder of giants and like really used a lot of ideas. And then also one for example, there was another game developer who gave me he did Will Stallwood, who is in like the Philadelphia area and does
hmm
these kind of arcade games.
yeah,
In an early version of the game, you could just stop moving and the bullets would clear and then you could move again. And you could kind of like beat the levels by just kind of stopping and then moving and then stopping and then moving. And so,
gotcha.
as a result of his suggestion, now the timer reverses when you stop. So, like if you stop
Mhm.
moving, then you lose your progress. So that way you can't really do that. It's just I've had a lot of really nice interactions that have really improved the game. Like you've already given me like 20 ideas that I want to do here. So like yeah, and the other thing is that we keep listening to people who are playing it and people who get stuck or people who have ideas. Like we keep adding more stuff because as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to keep doing more what are they called, title updates, where you get to add an extra gamer score and
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna keep. So if you like it now, hopefully it'll be even better in a couple of months. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, man. I'm still gonna be playing it in a couple of fucking months. It's not one of those games too that you simply beat and throw it on the shelf next to your Assassin's Creeds and or whatever those 60, 70, 80, $119 games are anymore. Um, it is a game that again, I go back to the old time. It's a game like I could have seen my grandma playing her whole life because of the challenge, and it does it can make you feel youthful. It can it can make you feel old because maybe you keep making the same stupid mistake, but you're doing the same stupid mistake, but you try different things, and that's where I really started to shine with this game. Was that if 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 it's it almost feels like it starts fucking with you, but once you start almost having the idea of, all right, I'm gonna fuck with it a little back, things start going your way a little bit. Things
yeah,
you start inching around and seeing how oh, maybe I can fit through there. Oh, maybe I can slide up on the border just for a few seconds and get around this. Maybe I
yeah,
can do the. You start to figure out these little nuances, and all the greats had them. Fuck, go back to Mars, Super Mario Brothers, where you could warp the, you could warp through the wall. Everybody knows those things,
yeah.
but that's more of a debugging trick. But these are tricks just to progress and it doesn't beat your ass whenever you fail. You know, it
Right.
doesn't it doesn't make you feel like a fucking loser.
Yeah.
The,
Well, I mean
the
that's really high praise. That's what we're going for, and it started off where I couldn't really. I was just kind of going randomly and just moving around and just sort of doing kind of crazy. Oh well, I'll try to avoid it. I'll try to avoid it, and then it took a lot of years later for me to realize, wait, if I just move in a small circle in this circular level, that's it. I win. Like the bullets never, like if I control my pattern, then the bullets will never come at me again. And
that's
like that took me years to have that idea of, wait a second, if I actually think before I move, which I know that says a lot
yes.
about my personality because it took me a long time to figure out that you can think before you do things.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
this is
Hey, I know.
um,
We're all guilty of that one, my man. But we're all not as wise to figure it out. So you
right,
applied it
yeah.
in the right way, my man.
So that's, I mean, that my own saga to become a little bit more zen and a little bit more wise and a little bit more self-aware has I think that's kind of the truth that's in the game, is that I think you will become a little bit more, I mean, I know this is kind of pretentious a little bit, but you will, if you play the game, you will kind of become a little bit more aware of kind of your own effect on the game.
You're not. It's not pretentious at all. I am fitting proof of that. It does. It does. Totally does. Instead, it totally, you know, takes impulse, instant impulse out of, everyday life. It can do that. I've witnessed it because I know now that you run, just because you start moving doesn't mean you're going to make the right actions.
Right, exactly,
And
exactly.
and and this game capitalizes on that. It's such a smart game, man. It's so
Oh,
smart. And
thank
I'm
you.
and I didn't want, that's why I knew talking to you about this would be tough, because I am indeed a fan of it. And when I'm a fan as a gamer, when I am a fan of of something that is high art, like developing a video game, that to me is up there with the high art of painting a Da Vinci, to doing, yeah, sure, that sounds lofty. I know you're not painting a fucking Da Vinci, but listen, man.
No, that's very sweet of
But
you.
listen, no, but listen, learning that code, learning to do everything and to make it fit into a logical and illogical way, even, because you got to learn this. It doesn't grab your hand and throw you in tutorial mode. It's an experience, and it's an experience just like life. You're gonna, you sink or swim, pal. And I thought it got me just thinking higher, and I liked that because I had never really experienced that in a lot of games, especially games that are like your game. You know, um, it's a different game than what is being pushed all over.
I
As far as, what I mean, the third person shooters, first person shooters,
Sure, well, shoot,
you know,
you got to shoot bad guys. That's what the that's
yeah,
what the idea of like turning it in on yourself was a whole different thing. That but yeah,
yeah,
it's usually when people get video games, it's I'm gonna blast those bad guys,
yes,
right? And it,
yeah,
it's sort of I guess, I'm glad you like it. I think there are some people who have gotten really frustrated at the they just want to blast the bad guys, but I really appreciate that. You know, I'm glad that, like, I'm starting to. So to some extent, as a developer, you kind of think to yourself, you have this doubt, like, is this actually good, right? Like,
sure, sure,
I mean, because as we talked about, my numbers are not great, my sales are not spectacular, and I wanted to get on Game Pass. I couldn't get on Game Pass. I wanted to get
that's
on
weird.
PlayStation and Nintendo. That for various reasons I can't get on PlayStation and Nintendo yet. And I'm so you start there and you start to think, is this thing like a bad game, right?
No,
Like,
not at all. Yet hentai girls can get a Switch release. Yet a
right?
game like this, which is, perfect for everyone. It actually is for everyone.
Yes.
They're gonna balk at it. Well, listen, I think what you need, and this is just my opinion, is I just think you need some town criers. I just think you need some guys like me, not like I'm not I'm not saying it. I'm just talking out of a passion project thing.
Sure.
I think you need guys like me to be out there and letting people know about this game. You know, screeching it from the heavens who believe in it. And I think that, and I know there's going to be more. I know there's more people out there. There's millions of people that are just like me.
Yeah.
That just don't know what they're missing yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been telling my girlfriend about this, like just, uh, you know, and she's dying to play it just because of I won't shut the fuck up about it. I, I've got a lot of gamer friends. I want this to, I want to see this succeed, and I don't, not for a penny, just for passion, just for my passion in the fucking in the in the genre of games.
Well, that's huge for me that people actually want to support this. I mean, it's been such a long road trying to get to the point where it's is now, and I'm hoping to take it even further. Another thing I want to add is so that you can and your girlfriend could sit like just like the screens we have here, where there's one level on the left side and there's another level on the right side, and
Mm-hmm.
you're both kind of competing with each other. I think that's another
That would,
wrinkle, another layer that I want to add to it.
dude, that would be
Um,
fucking awesome, man.
and you can, you'll put one controller, you'll use two different controllers, right? So you're,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh shit.
That's
It,
so, there's
it would
always
never.
more stuff to add. Like, I keep trying to improve it, but yeah, having people like you has just like saved my life because like it's just you
Really
go for so
great.
long and you think like, is this connecting with anyone? And then all of a sudden, like it does actually catch on, and you're thinking, oh
Oh yeah.
wow, this actually is not terrible.
There's nothing terrible about it except for the price. I think that it should be an easy $20 game.
Oh, you
Because
think of the price? I thought you were going to say the price should be cheaper.
fuck no, fuck no, man. You know how much content you get there
Yeah.
for a ten
Well,
dollar game? I
yeah.
mean, you and I want to find the guy who's beat it and gone. This ain't shit. Because he doesn't exist yet. And no, I think it should be a $25 price point because of the amount of game there is and the potential for more DLC updates in the future. Because I don't see you stopping having ideas about this. And I'm not going to stop throwing them at you. I don't care if you send me an email, a cease and desist, and say, shut the fuck up, man.
No,
You know,
I would never do
I,
that. I'll
yeah,
take as
well,
many ideas as I can get.
you know that I've been tossing them at you like, you know, like mortar. So, and that's not going to stop because I believe in it. And I hope I don't annoy you. That's not my goal. Um, and if I am, simply tell me. I consider you a friend now. So Mike, if that's okay to call you Mike.
It's okay to call me Mike. I don't
All
really have
right.
a rule about Mike versus Michael.
All right. Good deal. Good deal.
So
And you can call me Will. You know me.
sure.
Or GG, whatever's easiest for you, my man.
Okay.
Everybody could, but yeah, don't if I start getting on your last nerve about a certain ideas, buddy, you just tell me we're friends. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, okay? But
No, no.
you know, but I
Again, I love ideas. I kind of get mad at people who like shoot down ideas. That
mhm.
so like for me, I have a lot of ideas too, and I'll say, oh, you should change this or do this. People say, go away, go away, go away.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
always
yeah. This
annoys me.
is yeah. Oh, that I'm so glad you have that fucking attitude, man, because that really is who I think is really going to rally behind this is gamers like me, gamers who have been waiting for things like Television Amico, people who have been promised things, that hasn't come, and I think that it's refreshing to finally have something exist for the guys that come from the old school, the old guard.
Yeah.
And I know it's even appreciated by the new guard as well, because my son, he's 10, I had to make him get off of it to take him home yesterday. He wanted to beat my record, because I did one level on Zen, and he wanted to do it and he couldn't do it, and he was becoming unzenful, so I had to pull him off it and take him home. but
Right.
but he was trying his ass off, and you know before I get into asking you about where you started and you learned programming, I would like to show a trailer of what we're even talking about.
Sure.
So
You have the link to
people
the,
have a
the main
framework.
trailer, right?
Let me see.
If you want, I can look it up. It's on 100bullets.com is where the
Oh, okay. Well,
launch trailer. That's just they put it on ID at Xbox. So
which is cool. Very, very cool, man. I love that. I like that service as a fan. I'm sure as a developer, it might not be the. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know as a developer.
no, they've been really
hopefully
respectful.
they've treated good.
I'm very helpful. I mean, it's a mixed bag just because Microsoft is such a giant company. Some people are more friendly than other people. I've had some people at Microsoft who are just like, hey man, right on, like we're so excited about your game, and like been really helpful. I've had other people at Microsoft who are less enthusiastic about it, let's say, but it's a giant company. What do you expect?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, here we go. Let me full screen this, and we don't need people seeing my watch history. Although no country for old men is free on YouTube this month, and I highly suggest if you've never seen it to watch it.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay, you've seen it. God, that is.
Oh yeah.
That is my favorite movie, dude. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
The coin ain't got no say. That's like my mantra is like.
Is it? Oh god.
You don't have to make it about a coin toss. You can just decide, right? Like people can just like people are making these decisions. It's not about a coin toss.
I know. And you've seen how bad that fucked him up too, because he's like, wait a minute, this is part of the thing. This is my thing. You're screwing with my thing here.
Exactly. Right. Like he's so entrenched in the idea that the coin toss is all that matters.
Yeah. That this has to be part of the ritual, right?
Right. Exactly.
But I love how she just threw him off his own ritual. You know? Anton Chigurh. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Great.
All right. Here we go. Let's watch the trailer, man. I'm going to give it the full screen treatment, brother. First, let me hit that play button first. That'd be hella helpful there, genius.
Thank you so much. Oh, you're
dude,
you're,
dude,
you're very nice.
dude, man. It's
Oh my goodness,
fucking
I could tell you
it's
tons of stuff about how we made that trailer. Like we
please,
we were
please
we
do.
were so for the first, I wanted to do kind of like a jokey, like a goofy trailer for it that was sort of like, "Oh, you are you inside the universe," and there was going to be like letters
All
floating into a galaxy, and like, what is the truth? And like, and
right, all
all of the trailer people I talked to said like, "Don't do that."
right.
So actually, I wanted to hire. This was before Gilbert Gottfried had died. I wanted
Mm.
to actually hire him to do the voice so that it would be his like really annoying voice saying like,
That.
"What is the universe?" You know, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that would have been funny as shit, man. Oh my god, that just turned it into like, oh, okay. God
but
bless it. We need him. Poor Gilbert. But anyway, go ahead. Yes,
yeah, it's a shame.
it
But
is.
rest in
Love
peace.
him.
But
Yes.
you know, the like it for a number of reasons it didn't work out. Gilbert Godfrey wanted, you know, to get paid, which is reasonable. And the trailer editors were talking about like, this what? We don't, this is not a game trailer. This is not like, this is not
Yeah.
what game
Yeah.
trailers are.
Yeah. It's also not Star Search from 1981, pal. Okay.
Well, I don't even understand what.
Well, you know, he wasn't. He really didn't make his career kind of.
Oh well, he's not. Yeah, he's not a popular actor anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is Star Search was this old, you know, thing. It
Oh
was,
sure.
forget it.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
understand. It's a dated reference because
yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried is not
Because he's using a dated system of being paid, you know,
right.
up front for doing something that.
Right. No, I respect that. He's a talented actor, and he would have brought in
You're right.
sales, but you know, it's
You're
just
right. You're right.
we couldn't afford him, and that was
Yeah.
that. But I don't know what would have happened if we. I mean, because that trailer could have the other. So the other thing about the trailer is that we launched it basically right when the war in the Ukraine started. So that like that totally took over everything. No one wanted to talk about games. Microsoft did a blackout of marketing, and so like that, our launch like was cursed. And I, you know, obviously, I'm not a real victim of the war in Ukraine. I, you know, right? Like I'm sitting here in a nice office in my nice. You know, the war in Ukraine is much more serious than anything I did. But you know, whew,
Yeah.
like I'm doubly pissed off at the war in Ukraine for happening because like.
Well, yeah, it took your creative genius and stifled it for a while. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be pissed too, man.
yeah.
I'm, I'm, yeah, 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 and I'm sure. Well, did COVID hurt any or?
When we were doing it, we were kind of past COVID. I mean, when I
Okay.
was doing most of the development, it was like during COVID time. So, but that was just me like fidgeting with all of the switches on the Xbox and like, does it? Oh well, what you know, right? So that
Right.
wasn't really a big deal for me.
Cool.
I have had
Cool.
COVID like 2 times, but it's not. Fortunately, I'm very lucky and privileged
Yeah.
that it didn't really impact me very much.
Good. Good. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. So, what is what I don't want to, you know, look behind the fourth wall or anything, but
Oh,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to know what type of um history of programming do you have of game programming, or did you just simply what is your history of game programming?
So I had been interested in computer code since I was very young, and I even we had those little Texas Instruments calculators
Yeah, the
in
TI
high school.
99s.
Yeah, I think mine was like an 83 or something. I don't know, but
Oh,
like
yeah, I remember the
actually, wait,
83s.
let me see if I. No, for a while it used to be in that drawer. Never mind. I was gonna make a cameo, but I used to program those and make little games for people in class, and sort of we would trade them around and stuff like that. And that was where I really started to write code. And then I went to the
Wow.
University of Rochester, which is a great school. I loved it. Just so much fun there. and like I just took a traditional computer science. They didn't have a very strong graphics program, but they focused mostly on sort of they gave us a Unix terminal, and they had to solve these problems. You know, one
That's
of the
interesting.
one of the assignments was to like we had to hack into a database and stop it from giving us a bad grade. Like that was one of our because like
That's
if
pretty
a line in
cool.
the code triggered, it would connect to a server and like give us take points off of our project. So we had to figure out how to debug it and like run the code that, without getting to the part that triggers the lower grade. So that was the kind of stuff
Interesting.
we were doing for like computer science training.
Oh, so it
Um,
wasn't as easy. So it wasn't as easy as Ferris Bueller did when he was just sitting on his computer
right.
there and just man,
Oh
it
yeah, that's I
changed his
remember that now. Yeah,
change.
yeah.
Mr. Rooney, Mr. Rooney. You know, and it changed right
Points
from
are
an
just
F
going.
to yeah, just like that. And that was an IBM XT. God bless you.
Yeah,
Try
that's
that.
yeah. No, I don't think I would be able to do that far. And you know, again, I'm white hat. I've never done anything that's like malicious. But you know, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know whether I would have been able to pull a Ferris Bueller on that system. I don't know.
Well,
It's unclear, but yeah, it was sort of like that moment
but
where it's
like
sort of
that,
like
yeah.
you have to go in and it's I mean they obviously it was set up. It was like it wasn't the actual like grade server. It was like a server that they had made up for. So it was like a sandbox kind of
That's
thing.
kind of cool. That's cool though. That's pretty innovative. I didn't know they did that,
Yeah.
and they didn't do that when I was in computer science. I took computer
Uh,
science too at USF, and
mhm.
no, they didn't do anything like that. That hell, I might have retained something there. I might have been right in this goddamn game.
yeah.
Not you, son of a bitch. That's kidding. But
Well,
okay, so you went to the University of Rochester, and 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 um uh you were learning kind of cyber security kind of stuff, and just just coding,
like general, what I was best at was algorithms, which is just
Really?
like I mean everyone thinks about YouTube for algorithms, but like
No,
algorithms
no.
is things like sorting arrays or like again I'm thinking about an algorithm for how to deal with the walls when they move. That's sort of like an algorithms problem.
Okay, I bet.
So, but yeah, that was I just gave the example of the cybersecurity. There's also, I mean, we did a whole lot of stuff. I did AI. Actually, I really didn't like the way they did AI at that school. They were doing more like brute force kind of. Oh, there's Corella.
Hey,
They were doing
Corella.
kind of brute force, like trying every possibility as sort of their version of AI. Um, and
Okay,
I never really
that's interesting.
it never really resonated with me. Like basically the idea is that you frame the project as a search space and then like what you're trying to do is search through all the permutations until you get the one that's the right one.
Uh huh.
Which was never really my like it didn't feel intelligent. It felt dumb.
Yeah, that's completely dumb. I could
Right.
write you a. Well, we could both write a program that could do that pretty simply, but it's not intuitive. It's
Right.
just grabbing data and then essentially, and then you got to sort through it.
Right. Yeah. So that was like I did the AI stuff and I was sort of like unhappy with that class. And you know, I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that we did that was good, but you know, I got a real fundamental understanding of the basics. And then I also worked at briefly at Firaxis Games, which was a great time in my life.
Really?
I worked. Firaxis Games is the company that does Civilization.
Yes. Fire.
And I worked.
I. Hey, Sidvich. Sidvich is a buddy who's that's his favorite fucking game ever. Did you hear that,
Yeah.
Sidvich?
I,
Go fuck yourself, Sidvich. He's my friend. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. So you used to work at Fire Axis. That's dope.
Yeah, I was
So
working
dope.
there and I was doing mostly kind of special effects related code. And then like I still have this story I remember where so Sid writes in like kind of an older language. He writes in C instead of C++. And
Oh, I,
he comes from an age where the variable names are actually like the longer they are, the slower your program was. So like you if you're seeing Sid's code, you would see like there's this A and it's an array and it's just this
uh-huh.
big giant array of data, and that's like where the core of the game characters are.
All right.
And so like you're parsing his code and you're thinking like, okay, it's A and then it's an index into A and then it's like it's B is the pointer into A, and like he would have all like you have to like go totally based on logic to figure out
Right.
what he was doing. At this one time, like I only changed his code one time because there
Oh
was one
gosh.
situation where there was a less than that should have been a greater than, and like and so I logged in and changed his code, and I asked like 10 people, should I change Sid's code, should I change Sid's code, and they said just do it. And I and I changed it from a less than to a
Oh,
greater than, and it fixed this bug with like the nuclear bomb going off too many times.
oh God. What would have happened if Sid Meier, if he just showed up at your house that night? What the fuck? What did you
No man, that
do?
would be great. We have drinks or whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
let's
not
hang
a,
out and play some tabletop games or something,
right
right? Like
on. Hell yeah, fucking dude,
he's a really nice
dude.
guy, so
I know. Yeah,
there's
he's
no
always seemed like a great guy. Via interview, but I'm a major Sid fan. So
yeah,
Civilization, it was one of the
he's been
first
a
games I
great.
ever
I mean,
played.
like I've run into some people in the industry where I say, "Ooh," but like
Yeah,
Sid Meier is really like honestly a really nice guy.
yeah. They tell you not to meet your heroes, but he's the safe one, huh?
Yeah, he is one that you can meet, and he's a good guy. I've met some other heroes who were not so fun, but this one was good.
Cool, cool. Well, so what what are your plans for the future, bud?
Gee, now so I have another game that I'm thinking of launching on Xbox, Matchy Star, which is like we're
Ma-
trying to do a new kind of matching game where
oh,
you have
okay.
a ship that kind
Matches.
of goes around and collects your matches as opposed to just making them kind of based on a slot machine.
Okay,
So that's like the next project that I want to do. The
that
thing
sounds
is
cool.
that like it's mostly ready to go. I just don't want to launch it and have it like kind of go
Yeah.
vanish. Um,
Yes.
so so
Understood.
so
Understood.
I'm trying to learn more about how to like, and I hate this. I hate because I'm not a social person by nature.
Hmm.
But like obviously talking to you
Yeah,
is
you
a
seem
good.
okay to me, and I'm a social guy, so you're hanging in there.
Listen. I'm trying my best, and I think that it helps that it's through like a Facebook message window, and like because like if
Sure.
I had met you at a
Sure.
conference and then like 20 other people showed up and there was a crowd, and then I
Yeah.
would just like explode. I would have no way of dealing with it. But like if I can kind of just like take a little stream of people, just like a tiny little, then I can kind of try and get it to work. So
Cool.
I'm trying to make connections, but
Let's.
I would be happy to have you play Matchy Star. I can get you the demo
Uh.
version of it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love to. I
Don't
would love to
don't
get
don't
feedback.
don't ever ask. Don't just do it. Um.
I'll get you in the test version of that so that you can play it and tell me what you think.
Yes. Please do, man. Um. Please do. Please do.
And
Besides, but you know, we're not done with 100 bullets yet, bud. So
sure, I understand.
before Matchy Star gets out there, we got to turn the heat up on 100 bullets because it deserves it, and it's only gonna get screamed from the mountaintops from my mouth, my friend.
I
I believe in it. I believe in you as the developer. Now meeting you, I see what kind of person you are. Yeah, and I think anybody who's going to watch this interview is going to see what kind of guy you are and rally behind you.
Well,
You,
I
you
really appreciate it. I obviously I wish I could just do it all alone. I could sit there, type the code, and just and then okay, it's released, and then just like not do anything. That's
yeah,
my dream.
I know. We all do. We all do, buddy. But I will be your mouthpiece in any way that I can.
I
Um,
appreciate that so
any
much.
way that you need me to, anything that you would need me to do, you just ask me, and it's done.
Well, we should
It's
talk if
done.
you're going to go to a like you said in Portland or someplace. If you're going to go to an event, I can try and get you some keys because like in a little box of business cards. That could be something good.
That would be good. Just maybe if you have like I don't know, we'll think of some ideas, but maybe just some little type of promo items, promo giveaways,
Sure.
it's the
I
type of
actually
things
have
that we could.
I have little pins. Those are always good.
Pins, people love, I love pins.
Yeah,
So that pins, I mean magnets and any just promotional items of any
sure.
kind, man. um but we need to uh we need to figure that out, buddy. We need to put our heads together, so they say, you
Yes.
know. But at this point, I wanted to just stress that on Xbox, make sure that you check out the game 100 Bullets. It is my favorite game of 2024, and
Oh,
let me
that's so
tell you,
sweet.
and there's been some good games this year already, and it's March, okay? So in this game, I've only been, I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and loving it. So do yourself a favor and grab it now while it's $9.99. Because if I get a hold of this guy anymore, I'm gonna make him change that to 20-25 bucks.
Dude,
That is especially when more comes out and you can justify the the value. But anyway, that's your
we may bump
business.
it up later. I don't know. I don't know whether you
That's
can bump up a price or not, but we may consider making it, or maybe on other platforms it'll be more expensive or something. But like just because
something
Xbox first one,
that the most important thing is to get it into the people's minds, and that's what I'm going to help you do. So if anything, hopefully we've achieved that. And dude, Michael, it was awesome talking to you, awesome meeting you.
you as well.
um
You know,
a-
I
and
I had really thought that I was like making this and no one was registering it, and like it really makes my day, it makes my
uh,
week, makes my month.
dude, you made mine too. You've every time I play this game, you make my day. So thank you for that. And I'm just hoping that, I'm not hoping. I just can't wait to see when other people play this and they get back with me, and they let you know how they're feeling too, because I know it's going to mirror mine. You know,
I,
so
I
so
um,
so keep it up, my man. Keep it
thank you,
up. Keep it
thank you.
up. And I look forward to talking to you in a couple months whenever Matchy Star comes out.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited about that. I'm going to get you in the beta version of that.
perfect, man. You know me. I'm down.
Great,
I'm beyond down. All right.
excellent.
So thank you, Michael Silverman. And keep them games kicking ass, buddy. And we'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, thank you so much. It's been
Thank
great.
you, man. It's been awesome. Later. Well, there you go, man. How about that? How about that? I actually had a genius on my show, and one that wasn't me. I'm just kidding. Me, the B part, not about him. This this guy does algorithms, for God's sakes. What do I do? Not algorithms. I'll tell you that. But that was awesome, and that was fun. And if you have an Xbox, which you should, um, make sure to download 100 Bullets. Make sure you do that. I've never steered you wrong in the past. I've never asked. I've never held you upside down and shook you for money or I don't hell. I don't even ask for donations from anybody. Um, but I do expect you guys to get behind friends of mine and projects that I feel passionate about. Um, so this is one that I feel that you'd be doing yourself a disservice being a gamer if you did not get behind this game. Hey, it's almost not opinion anymore. It's almost fact because I've never lied to you. Huh? I'll tickle your ass with a feather sometimes, but that's just because I like to. I like to. All right. Have your wonderful day, okay? Doing whatever you do, which I know what you're going to do. You're going to get off of here. You're going to sign on to your Xbox, right? Right? And you're going to grab 100 bullets, right? So your day's going to rock. Your day is already going to be fun. So enjoy it, okay? Your boy GG's out since I don't have my amazing outros and intros. You get the old fucking skulls clashing and hitting each other with no music. How metal is that? Sorry. That's the best I can do.